Feel free to thank me now.
You suck! I don't need you!
Welcome to what I can possibly only say is chaos. Here on the Cute Meows 10 channel, which can be found on YouTube, Twitch, and also TikTok. Yes, this stupid gremlin child has a TikTok. On any of the channels mentioned above, there is screaming. Mistakes made. Arguments.
Wait, I have 5 moms?
No, the number of when your mom, like, got... I have no idea. How am I supposed to know? Maybe you have, like, 4 other moms or just, like, you just never met before.
And lots.
He's probably there he is! There he is, my boy!
And lots.
Welcome to Eating Your Microphone with the Boys, where today we're gonna be eating our microphones.
Cut off.
And lots of talking.
This is Commander A to Commander B. We are about to head for landing above Rivali's gale and his butt being terrible. We are initiating a landing. I repeat, initiating landing.
No way that rock hold a heavy bird. Honestly, I'm surprised too.
Initiating laser. I repeat, initiating laser. Everyone get the heck out of the way. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes!
Also on the Cute Meows 10 channel, we have gremlins that we call our friends, like Samuel.
Hi. Oh, you're very quiet. Hold on. Speak. Anyways. Okay, if you had to describe me in one word, what would it be?
Enthusiastic.
Okay.
Add me.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, I have a question to ask you.
Oh, yes.
Hi. If you had to describe me in one word or less, or I mean 5 words or less, I know English, what would it be? And if there's one that you can't say verbally, you can type it in the chat.
5 words or less?
Yes.
Are you sharing these answers with anybody?
No.
You sure? Alright, but I'll
Sure.
just type it out. There you go.
Nice.
Micah.
I have a question.
You know, yes, what is the question?
If you had to describe me in one word, what would it be?
Oh, these questions are terrible. Because, like, there's so many words to choose from.
If you had to
There's just a lot
describe
of
me
words.
in 5 words.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
Huh?
You're kind of cool, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna go with simple, awesome, nerdy, dorky, and fun.
Xenia. 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 Casenia. Casino. Help me, I cannot for the life of me say this name correctly, therefore I'm splotching it on the screen.
Hi.
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 If you had to describe me in one word, what would it be?
Oh boy. There you go.
Friggin'. Hold on, let me check. Okay, thanks, bye!
Subscribe. Before I hunt you and your family down.